Alrighty, wonderful job. Make sure we're in tune. Or close enough, at least you're in tune with yourself. So, the idea of this, I'm gonna do a recap over 3 principles, talk about Stairway to Heaven at the end, and give a little bit of chord exercise to make those fingers get a little stronger. First thing we're gonna talk about, scales. When we started off, we talked about the 3 types of scales. They're all the same. They're all the same notes. They're all the C, so they're all natural notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. When we play these tones, the first way we have it is how we generally play our just C major. It's one of the weirder chords. It is sprawled out to have our first finger on the first fret to get the C, second finger is on the second fret to get the E, and then the third finger is going on to the third fret, the A string, to get the C note. You have a E, C, E, G, C, and then an E, giving you a C, E, G for your C major. When we take this chord and we move it any other place, sometimes it sounds good, but what happens is, if we could see this as having 2 different fingerings, this is even harder than the C major fingering, but if you could switch between the 2, right, you can move this structure up and bar, which gives you a C sharp, then a D, then a D sharp, then an E, and all the way up the fretboard until you can't play anymore. The idea is all these chords are movable chords. The ones we've been working on have been E major and A minor. The reason being is today's chord is going to be a B minor. I go directly to it, know it's right here, it has an inversion right here, and then it throws up top here to also have an inversion. Once we learn that these shapes are just the same shapes down as they are up, it becomes a lot easier to see these things as tangible, movable shapes. I'm trying to set the foundation for you here, and the way we do that is we relate these shapes to other things. So, in Stairway, when we play an A minor and we drop this A to an A flat, A to A flat, where we have A, G sharp, G, and then it goes to a G flat. If we move through the process of hearing that as just being a half-step movement, quite like our spider exercises, we become good at spotting that type of interval move through other different songs. Could be in a million tunes. So it's a great way to just wrap our brains around certain concepts. The concept for today is going to be reinforced by what we've already kind of talked about. The spider exercises and teeter-totters. So first one, C major. C and F are the first and the 4th note you're going to play in a C major. C, open D, E, F. After the C and the F are played there, it has no more purpose inside this scale. This is with our 3rd finger starting. C is on the 3rd finger, 3rd fret. D is an open, not played by a finger. 2nd finger comes down to play the E at the 2nd fret. 3rd finger, the aforementioned F, is right there. Then it's not playing anymore. Open G, the next string up. 2nd finger is utilized yet again. We did play the E here, and now we're going to play the A here. And then it plays an open B, no finger, and then 1st finger comes down. The 2nd finger was done after that 2nd note there. So when we could do these up and down, C, open D, E, F, open G, A, open B, C, B, A, open G, F, E, D, C. When we can do that for every note, and then we have fun with it, like maybe 3-note ventures. C, D, E, C, D, E, D, E, F, D, E, F, E, F, open G, E, F, open G. See where I'm going with F, open G. Where I'm going with this is if we do 3-note runs, we know where all the notes are now. Let's do a 6-note run. C, D, E, F, G, A, C, E, F, G, A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Knowing how to go from C to D to E to F to G to A and knowing that's a 6-note run will help when you're in another key and you want to go. And you just move these tangible shapes up and down the fretboard. So that is C major in the 1st finger. I'm going to show you the other 2, but don't worry about them now. Just worry about this one. The second one doesn't start with the third finger, but with the second, omits the first fret and open and plays the C on the third fret with the middle finger. Stretches that fourth finger out to the fifth fret on the same string to get the next note, C, D. Then we're right above here on the second fret for our E note, C, D, E. We're gonna go a half step just like before, but now it's not a 2 to 3 fingering, it's a 1 to 2 fingering. So we have a C, D, E, F, big stretch to the G, fifth fret, pinky. Second finger resounding is gonna be playing the A because we've omitted the open notes, which would have been the D, the G, and the B. Notice how that works? That's where we tune from. C, D, E, F, G, A. Fourth fret with the third finger is going to be the odd finger out. It's the only note thus far that we have played on the fourth fret. Every other one was on the 3, 5, and the 2 fret. And then it resolves as a half step to the C right there. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The next one, C, starts with our first finger. We play the third fret, the fifth fret, the seventh fret, the third fret, the fifth fret, the seventh fret, the fourth fret, and then the fifth fret. 2 ways to play this. You can either use the middle finger the whole time consistently, and then play the second finger for a fourth fret and fifth, or omit the third one completely and just play with the 3 fingers themselves. Both are tactical. Here's what they all look like. All of them serve a wonderful purpose, but watch what happens when I just take this C and move it up to a D. I can still play D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, C sharp, D, which looks exactly like the C, but the notes have different names. That's all. So the reason why I asked you if you want to learn sight reading is because you will associate those notes on paper to the notes you hear and the way you put your fingers on the fretboard and the piano, and it becomes more musical. Other than that, all you'd be looking at is going, and you will notice that 2 notes are stacked above each other when you do, because it's a harmony. When you do an individual note, they go from left to right, and you'll read those very slowly at first, but then they'll start to make sense. All right, second part of this, play your E major in one with your fingering. Start with your whole notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't wait till the end to do your switch. Do it right after you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, switch, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And when you're taking this original and turning it into crispy here, if you're doing original and crispy, try half notes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. At this point, if you can get 1, 2, 1, 2, that's amazing. Because when you get that point, you can actually double up your downstrokes for your quarters for down and up and start 8th notes at it. Feels weird. And then when you double that up from 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2, you've got 6 of these notes, right? And then music really starts happening, brother. So we've got this E major. Other chord is like an A minor that we've been working on, doing both with both fingering. And what I'd like you to do is when you get super comfortable with these, being at least to play those with quarters, try playing a little slower and take this secondary A minor up to a B minor. Our chord of the day is a B minor. When we get rid of this pinky, it becomes a B minor 7. It is one of the chords in Stairway. In fact, A minor major 7, A minor with a dominant 7, and then we play a B minor 7. Thusly, it resolves to having an F major 7, and then it's stalled, and we play a G major with a double A minor. A minor, A minor 7, A minor 6, B minor 7, F major 7, G major, A minor. Has a really cool A. Slide all the way from open over the second to the 8th, and then let it sit and bring it back to the 7th fret on the E note on the A string, 7th fret. The whole thing looks like this. And I know this seems a little bit hard and ridiculous, but once you get these chord groups around, you will always play these chord structures. This is the beginning of the song, and then it moves into a different part. Does that again, and then the second part turns into a third part. T sus 2, T sus 2, T, T sus 4, C, T sus, T sus, T sus 4, T sus, T sus 4, T sus, T sus 4, T sus 4, C, G with a B in the bass, and then begins what I came in with the beginning. A, G, F, F, G, A minor, G major, F major, F major, F major, F major, and as we wind down the road, A minor, G, F major, tuck it, F, G minor, G major, F major, F major, F major, F major, G major, A minor. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. Go over all these parts together. I'll make another couple videos too, which will help piece this together. Other than that, this is one we'll work up to. It's a great tune. If you throw me a couple bands that you're really interested to, I can get those songs underneath my belt so we can start throwing some more concepts from songs we learn. Also, I'll bring in that sheet music for us. Aloha!